Prayer is more than words. It's a sacred rhythm that draws families into unity, grounding hearts in God's light. Father Patrick Peyton reminded the world that the family that prays together stays together. In hardship and in joy, prayer becomes the thread that binds a family together, sustaining them through trials and drawing them back to love. Living the truth, Father Peyton proclaimed. Just outside Boston is the home of Elizabeth and Vinny DeRosa and their 2 young daughters.
My name is Vinny DeRosa. I'm from Massachusetts. I'm in the Army. I'm an infantry officer.
I'm Elizabeth. I'm a stay-at-home mom.
We met at our parish and I started kind of getting deeper into the faith.
I saw Vinny there in his uniform. I think God really used that time because he allowed us to set a firm foundation with him first.
For both of us at that time, I would say our friendship got deeper and we were continuing to just pray together.
Today, they share with us about how their faith and prayer has carried their family through difficult sacrifices and strengthened their bond with God and each other.
So the family that prays together will stay together because they have the virtues that God is giving us, knowing how to live life joyfully with him, and then carrying that into family life.
Us seeking our marriage in the faith was we didn't make ourselves the focus of our lives. It was God first, and then everything fell into place, and we were better able to love each other. She found out later that there was more sacrifices involved than she had probably expected initially.
Yeah, he's right.
I deployed to Iraq in March 2024. When I first found out I was getting deployed, I think I tried to break the news to Elizabeth slowly with little hints over time. She started to catch on, and then it was kind of I had built up to it. With that, learning to pray our way through it was our lifeline.
I think that God gave us the grace for when we needed it. As soon as that time came, Vinny had prepared me for it, God had prepared me for it. It was just now time to live it.
The biggest sacrifice is the family that you're leaving behind, because really there's not much you can do for them, and that's probably the toughest thing to wrestle with is, you have a wife and a daughter at home, and if something were to go wrong, I can't do anything. I had to entrust them to God. While I was deployed, there were many tests of faith. There was definitely the temptation to discouragement, and so for us, we had to adjust our prayer life and make sure that we were continuing it and not stopping it. You have to be in the right mindset when you're deployed, especially when you're responsible for other people in their lives. Every day, just starting the day with prayer, getting down on my knees, asking God for help me to do the right thing during this day, and please take care of my family back home. And trusting Elizabeth and my daughter and their well-being to God was such a relief. What was beautiful for us was every night we would pray the Rosary over FaceTime. That was our way of entrusting our marriage, our family to God while we were apart.
Sometimes it could feel lonesome when Gianna was having a tough day or I didn't know how to help her. So there were definitely those days that seemed like they weren't going to end, but then they did, and the next day started, and just continuing to pray, to hope, and to keep going forward. So God gave us the strength in that time, even when they were hard and sad, knowing that that wasn't the end. It was just one day.
Finding this home in the church where there were dozens of families who opened their doors to us, before the deployment and then when I was gone. The church wasn't just where we went to Mass on Sunday. It was a home for us with tons of families who were praying for us and also actively checking in on Elizabeth. Me leaving knowing that Elizabeth and my daughter had a home to go to, it was a blessing, and God, like Elizabeth said, had his hand in it. So
keeping prayer at the forefront of what we were doing, trying to embrace the cross and actually love it and know that God in it all has a plan, even if we can't see it right now on this side of heaven, to know that as long as we kept bringing it back to him and uniting it to his suffering on the cross, that it would be beautiful. So even amidst the suffering that we had during that year of Vinny's deployment, knowing that there was hope of Vinny coming home and being together again as a family and clinging on to that helped us get through.
and it took a lot of prayer to help us get through it. It looked like it wasn't going to happen, that I would make it home for Christmas. I remember talking to Elizabeth about that and saying maybe New Year's, and trusting it to God, knowing that He'd take care of things. We got back to the United States. It was December 23rd that I touched down.
Even just the buildup of getting to December 23rd, sharing in the excitement, like we went shopping to get a dress for me to wear and Gianna to wear, that just really made that like build up and the anticipation of Vinny coming home so exciting. So we got there early and then just another hour, and then finally like the door of the garage like opening up and Vinny marching all the men in. And I've never experienced anything like that before. And it was wonderful. Like as soon as we saw Vinny, we were just so happy. It was just a wonderful day.
I remember at the armory when we got back with my daughter, my mom, and my brother, and there was Elizabeth and my daughter, who was a year older than I remember leaving her.
Our daughter was like this is real, like, because he was holding her.
Coming home to, a daughter who can now talk and walk was pretty remarkable.
The times that did seem really heavy and dark, like knowing that we had gotten to that point of finally being back together again, was a true gift from God.
Since getting back from Iraq, a lot of the things that we were hoping for came as a gift from God. We've had our second daughter, we bought a house, we moved into a new home.
Yeah, it's been a lot of grace and abundance. I think God has just given us so much in this past year since Vinny came home. Vinny has time off right now to be at home since our daughter was born.
It's the necessity of prayer through the Rosary especially, but going to Mass, going to confession, little habits that we have to remind ourselves of God's presence in our lives.
I'm very grateful for the Catholic faith and giving us that foundation to raise our children in it. And then seeing it played out before us, before our eyes, is very beautiful.
The family that prays together stays together. It's essential, and I kind of liken prayer to like oxygen. You need it to breathe. So if you cut off prayer from your family, like you're gonna suffocate. The more prayer you incorporate into your family and integrate into it, the more vibrant your family life is going to be.
Support staying together, families praying together. Give us a like, leave us a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you enjoyed this episode, please share this video with your family and friends. Thank you.